Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode here in NHL 21. So if you're watching this, it is officially 2021, and I'd like to wish you guys a happy new year and best wishes throughout the entire year. Hopefully 2021 is a lot better than 2020 for all of you guys. But anyways, let's get into free agency in this episode. Last episode we had re-sign stage and the draft. Now at the draft I was trying to move up because I wanted some more offensively minded prospects. But we couldn't move up because a lot of the teams did not want to move their picks, it seemed like. So instead we got some defensemen in the draft, including wherever he is. Yeah, we got Biggs, 80 overall at 17. He's an offensive defenseman, so him and Wall are going to be like blockbuster players for us down the road. Like, they're going to be probably like the catalysts on the power play for years to come. So I'm very excited that I have both these guys in our lineup. I don't even remember what Wall's stats were looking like when he was drafted, so I don't know if Biggs is actually better than Wall was at that point. He probably is, because I think Wall was like a 78 when I drafted him. So anyways, really excited with our blue line. We also got Savonin in the second round, which was a nice steal. He's going to be playing in the AHL this season. And yeah, the AHL has some actually pretty good defenders, because Lacerte and Tuppurainen are also on the rise. They actually might jump up to being NHL ready by next season already too. So we might have to end up making some trades at the start of the season to open up roster spots for these guys. But I might play Lacerte, Tuppurainen, and Savonin down in the minors. That way they get some time to develop a bit too. But anyways, we're up here in free agency. We're going to probably acquire some big name pieces just to help our team out, because I think this team should be a lot better next season, because last season, before 24-25, so in 2023-24, we were a playoff team, but we were outseeded in the first round, and now we just had a really, really rough season. Like, it was probably one of the worst seasons I've ever had in the franchise mode, and yeah, now we're looking to maybe make it back to the playoffs again. So let's get into those free agent signings, but first, I have one comment I'd like to go over before we do so. So that comment is from HawksFan88, and he says, "I'd love it if you would go for someone like Rantanen or Vrana for your top 6, as it was a bit weak last season. The problem is they don't fit with your current coach's system. If you don't want to go for a new coach, I'd go for Patrick Kane, as he usually sims well at his old age, and he actually works with our current coach." So I agree with that. I was actually looking at Patrick Kane because I was looking at potential signings we could make, and Patrick Kane was one of them, just because our top 6 at the moment doesn't have a right winger, so he would be probably a perfect fit for that top line or on the second line if we decide to play somebody like Lucas Raymond on the top line. So yeah, let's get into our signings, because we do have a lot of free roster spots. So we are looking for a first line right winger, which is probably going to be Patrick Kane. And then we're probably looking for a third line center and a third line right winger, and then some fourth liners. I'm probably going to use Jonathan Toews as a depth guy this season, just because I don't really feel safe with him. He was like a minus 20 last season. So let's go to right wingers, and we will offer Patrick Kane a deal, because why not? We have a lot of Blackhawks players, so that might help, because we've got Toews, who's going to be depth, Kane, Kubalik, so a lot of these guys kind of know each other. And yeah, so we're going to sign Kane for probably just the 1 year. I'll give him a tiny bit more since we have a lot of cap space and we have to hit the cap floor, or else we're going to be paying more to our players. So 1 year at 8.5, that should get it done. And then I was also thinking for third line center, we're going to pick up another veteran, and that veteran is going to be, if I could find him, there he is, Nazem Kadri, 84 overall, third line scoring forward, looks like a two-way, 34 years of age. He doesn't want a whole lot. He just came off a pretty good season with Chicago and Minnesota actually combined, but he was really good with Chicago when he played with them, so another former Blackhawks player. And he also fits our third line, it looks like, and our penalty kill, which would be very helpful because our special teams have been struggling the last few years, so we'll sign him for a 1 year deal as well. And we'll give him a little bit more than $4 million, because why not? And then I was also thinking of bringing in another former Blackhawk, go figure. And that would be, if I could find him, actually he'd be under center / right winger, so he might be here, I think. Alright, let's just go all skaters. I should be able to find him easier that way. But he's another former Stanley Cup champion with the Blackhawks, former Montreal Canadian as well. A lot of you guys might know who I'm talking about. Have I found him yet? Jeez, this is actually a lot of free agents. I forgot how much there was out here. Where are you, man? I know you're out here somewhere. I might have to go alphabetically, because there is a lot of free agents this year. It's probably one of the biggest free agent classes I've seen in a while. Hopefully we can get a decent amount of the season simmed in this episode, so we could kind of get to the playoffs as soon as possible, if we could even make the playoffs. Hopefully this team simulates a lot better than this last season. Come on, where are you, man? I know you're in the S's. This is going to take a while. I apologize about this. We're almost there. I know I saw him for sure, so. And we're almost there. Wait, where is he? Oh, there he is. Andrew Shaw, 81 overall, 4th line grinder. He wants multiple years, but I'm not going to give him multiple years. He did have just a solid season with 30 points in Columbus. He's probably not going to get as much ice time with us. And he looks like he might fit our 3rd line, so that might be a good fit as well. So bring him in. And if he doesn't want to play right wing, we could always play him as center. Just to kind of switch things up a bit. We'll give him a little bit more as well. There we go. And then we need some 4th liners. So this is going to be kind of tough because I didn't actually scout this part out. So let's just go back by overall, or actually by role. And we should probably put affordable and by forwards. And see if we could find some forwards. I think our defense is already set in stone. So I'm not going to do really much on the defensive end. Maybe find a depth defender, because the other guys will play in the AHL. Okay, so 4th line wise, who do I want to bring in? Adam Gaudette. He might not be that bad of an option, but he's probably more offensively minded. No, he's solid 2-way. He actually fits our 3rd line and stuff. So you know what? We're going to sign Adam Gaudette. That's actually a pretty decent signing. Ottawa's interested in him, so we will talk him up a bit. This is a lot to pay for a 4th liner, but he will be a good trade acquisition if needed. Like, we could trade him away to somebody at the deadline if we're not playing that good. So I think that's a pretty good signing if we could get him in. And one more 4th liner. More than likely we need a winger. We need somebody that would probably match our system if we can. Maybe Jordan Martinook. Yeah, Jordan Martinook might work. He might be more of our depth guy, and then we could always just play Taze, but I'll sign Martinook for 1 year, why not? And I think that is pretty much all we need in terms of that, and I will sign a depth defenseman just because, like, I don't want to be using a young guy as a depth defender, because I would rather use an actual, like, NHLer. So I think I was looking at this before, but I can't remember who I was thinking of getting. Martin Ferravari, maybe? No, he's got really bad defense. We want somebody with a good defensive awareness. 84 is pretty solid. 87 is really good for Adam Ginning. He's not really offensive at all. He's just really defensive. Yeah, you know what? We'll sign Ginning for 1 year. 87 defensive awareness. Is he a UFA, actually? Yeah, he's a UFA. Okay, I wasn't sure if he's going to get matched, but he will be an RFA by the time this contract ends, which is kind of interesting. So we'll sign him for 1 year. And then I think that's it. Because I think I'm going to let, what's his name, our goaltending prospect play backup next year, because I feel like he'll be a 79 or an 80. So I'm not going to sign a goalie. Not yet, at least. Okay, anyways, let's advance a few days, see if we get all those guys. Hopefully we do. Because I want to be a pretty competitive team for next season, if possible. We should be finding out shortly. And Martinook has not accepted, because he wants more money. Okay, so we'll come back to Jordan Martinook. Shaw's accepted. Kadri's accepted. Gaudette, Ginning. And we're just waiting on the big one, which is Patrick Kane. Oh, that's actually really cool. It was extremely happy to accept your offer. It was an easy decision to sign here because Jonathan Taze is on the team. That is actually really cool. I didn't know that could happen. Okay, so Kane signed here because of Taze. Maybe we should be technically playing Taze still on that 4th line, so maybe we don't even go for Martinook. Or maybe we sign Martinook as a depth guy. Yeah, we'll sign Martinook still as a depth guy, I think, but I might actually play Taze on the 4th line just because Kane might get mad if Taze is mad. Maybe that happens, I don't know. So we will sign Martinook, who's a forward, and he was listed as a depth forward. just bring in him for like a 1-year deal. I'm surprised he rejected, but it could be because our team's not the greatest. Where are you, Martinuk? He's probably farther down. Still not there. Did he sign with somebody else? I don't think so, right? Damn, there's so much free agents, I'm easily losing track of where players are. Like, I've never seen a free agent class this good. Okay, where are you, Martinuk? Don't get lost, please. Or maybe I just bring back Batan. Yeah, I can't even find him. What the heck? Let's actually sort by centers then. Maybe he'll be here instead because he's a center / winger. Where are you, Martinuk? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't sign anywhere, it said. Huh. He wanted like 1.2, didn't he only? Let's sort by wants and we'll find that 1.2. Oh, Crosby's a free agent. I think somebody mentioned that before. But I don't think Crosby would really even fit our system at all. Yeah, he won't. Where is Martinuk? Maybe he's not there. Left wingers, let's sort by. I'm losing like where everybody is. Oh, there he is. Jordan Martinuk, finally. We'll talk you up to like 1.5. I don't care how much I'm paying you, really. There we go. And he should accept that. More than likely. Sorry if you could hear my computer in the background. It's really annoying when I make videos. And Martinuk does accept. Okay, so that's all the signings we're going to make in this offseason. A pretty busy offseason. Let's sim to next season and take a look at our lines. So quick update. I almost forgot about Emil Viro, but LA is offering him a 3-year at $1.47 million cap hit. We could match the offer and then flip him, but I don't really know if we're going to get anything. But based on the salary, we won't receive any compensation. So I think I'm going to match this deal, but I feel like we're going to flip him away eventually because he's not developing well. But we're going to match it just for now, just to keep him part of this organization and instead of in LA. Okay, guys, so here's our lineup going into the 2025-26 season. So we got Zadina, Larkin, and Kane. Now, Larkin and Zadina both seem to be dropping off, probably because of morale issues, I would assume. But yeah, Larkin's contract is looking a bit iffy, especially if he's only an 84. So he might not be here a whole lot longer because maybe we trade him if this team doesn't perform. And yeah, Zadina has 1 year left, I think, before he becomes an RFA, so we'll have to re-sign him for multiple years if we want to keep him around. As for the second line, we got Kubalik, Foligno, and Raymond, so a pretty solid second line. Third line, we got Shaw, Kadri, so 2 new players with Guerin. Guerin might jump up to the second line by the end of the season as his offensive awareness is really good. He had a pretty good start to his rookie season in the AHL, 20 points in 16 games in 26 and 57 in the NHL. And then in terms of the fourth line, we got Martinuk, Suzuki, and Gaudette. Defensively, we got Wall and Willinger, Bear and Sider, and Viro in Biggs. Goaltending-wise, we got Jerry and House. House is up to an 80, so that's good. Good little growth. And then depth-wise, we got Taze and Ginnings, so maybe we bring in another depth guy to go alongside Jonathan Taves in terms of forwards, or we could call up somebody from the AHL always. And then in terms of in the system, we got some good prospects. Weaver doesn't seem to be developing, which kind of sucks. Sadikov, I don't know if he's going to make it either. And then same with Laddie. Rogalski's probably not going to make it because he's only a low top 9. Jenner's pretty much the best prospect down there. At a top 6 forward, we acquired him from the New York Islanders in the Bertuzzi deal. And then I don't think we really have much other good prospects. So yeah, defensively we do. We got Lacerte and Savonin, 278s. Really excited for these guys. And we also got Laura Kainen, Tuparainen as well, and Koch, who's a decent prospect. So our HL defense looks good, but forward-wise, there's not really any huge prospects. So we probably need to pick up some in the draft in the next year or two. And then goalie-wise, we got Mui and Nguyen. Okay, let's get into the season and see how this team simulates. Apparently, we're listed as a seller, I think. Yeah, we're listed as a seller, so this team might not simulate that well. So I think I'm not going to sim too much in this episode. Like maybe we're going to go like, I'd say maybe we're going to go like to January the 1st at least. And then that way we can see how this team simulates before we actually get too far in the season and can't come back from it. But I feel like this team should be a lot better than they look. But who knows really with the effects from last season. So let's get this preseason done. See how we play. Our owner goals have already changed right away, and we're still listed as a seller. But I'm not going to probably sell people away yet until the deadline. Yeah, because I feel like this team should be a playoff team, or close to a playoff team. But at least we have some guys on one-year deals that we could flip away and get a lot of prospects and picks for probably at the deadline, like Kane, Ethan Bear even maybe. So we went 4-3 in the preseason, not too bad. Who led us in points out of curiosity? Patrick Kane, what a surprise, 10 points in 7 games. This is more than likely his last season in the NHL. How did our young defensive prospect do? Biggs had 2 assists, not too bad. Not really offensive, but still. I'm really excited to see what this guy could do with like an 86 offensive awareness at only 18. Like usually players with the last name Biggs are big busts, but hopefully this guy isn't. And yes, I'm referring to Tyler Biggs. So let's go 1 month, see how we do. Hopefully this team could win games, especially against Eastern Conference opponents. We're listed as a seller still with that owner goal not changing. And Dylan Larkin's been injured after the first game of the season with a sprained ankle. Not the right start, but we will put in Jonathan Toews there so Toews and Kane can be reunited. Only a couple days only, which is good. And Toews had 1 assist since being put on that top line, so that's nice to see. And we have won 3 out of our first 4 games, but then we lose 3 straight games. Not a good start in that sense. A little bit of a streaky start. Back and forth, and Emil Viro has been injured now with an injured knee till November the 5th, so we'll replace player and put in Adam Ginning. And 6-5 in our first month. Okay, that's a lot better than I expected, because normally we are just hovering like below 500, but we're above 500 for next month, which is good. Kane's already got 12 points in 11 games, so his trade value is probably going to go through the roof, which is good. He's got 8 goals in his first 11 games as well, which is nice to see. Let's take a quick look at our lines and see if there's any lines that have been really bad so far. And wow, okay, Zadina and Larkin back up to their regular overalls, which is good. And Garon back down to his 81. But he's still off to actually a really good start. 8 points in 11 games. But yet, let's see. There is some plus-minus concerns, but not a like horrendous amount. And wow, okay, that top pairing of Wallinder and Wall, really good so far. But, okay, Biggs is a -6, probably because he's so offensively minded. He's got 20 shots on goal, but no points so far in his first 11 games, which is a little bit concerning, but hopefully he could turn the page down the season stretch or something. Because to have no points in your first 11 NHL games, I mean, I could send him back to junior and call somebody up instead, but I'd like to give him a shot already this season, I think, because he was a 5th overall pick. So let's go 1 more month. Hopefully this team could stay above 500. That'd be nice. As we lose 1 game and Viro is back. That's kind of good, I guess. You know, Adam Ginning's probably a bit better of a player. Because Viro, like I said, is a bit streaky. We might eventually trade him away. Just because he's now signed for 3 years, which is a bit long term. But this team is managing to win some games early and stay around 500, which is kind of good. It's better than our start last year where we started like, I think it was 8-20 or something. And Joe Velino's been injured, which is not good. That's a big loss. We're going to put Taysdale right in that spot. Back-to-back wins and multiple players are back. Does that mean Velino's back? Yep, Velino's already back. That's good news. And who was the other one? Nobody else, okay. But yeah, not a bad start to the season. It doesn't really matter about Chase Pearson. We'll just leave him out. Yeah, we're actually off to an okay start. Better than I expected. 12-9-2. We lose a game there. Win a game there. And Shaw's been injured now, so we'll go replace player. And that's a loss. So 13, 11, and 2 at December the 1st. Yeah, this team is off to a better start. Still like hovering at 500, but a lot better than I expected. Probably because of Patrick Kane, though. As he's got 27 points in 26 games, 13 goals, and 14 assists. We're currently third in our division, but it is a pretty tight race for the most part. Let's take a look at our lines again quickly. Just make sure there's no really badly minus players. -8 for Guerin. Well, that's because he's an offensive player on that third line. I could move him up always to the second line, but I think the second line's been fine. So it's mostly that third line that's been out there for goals, I think. But that fourth line's been pretty good defensively, which I'm liking. Defensively, the top two has been really good. Second pairing has been eh. And wow, okay. Yeah, so our depth of our defense has not been good in terms of plus minus. That's interesting. Maybe I want to switch things up a bit. What do we want to do here? I'll switch Biggs and Bear for now, just to see if that does anything, but yeah, that defense needs to be a bit better. Goaltending-wise, Jerry's off to a really bad start in terms of that stats, and Howes has been pretty solid, actually. So yeah, Jerry's been maybe the main concern for this team, which means we maybe have to look for a better goalie. I don't know. But let's go one more month, and then we will take a look at our player stats so far for the season, and then you guys could, I could look at the trading block as well, see what's out there, and you guys could give me some suggestions for next episode. So yeah, let's go this one more month, and Lucas Raymond's now been injured, so yeah, that's not good. Multiple big injuries, I think, in a row. St. Louis has fired their coach, and Lucas Raymond's back, so not that long term, which is good, because we don't want Guinea playing forward. There you go. Come on, guys, and Andrew Shaw's back, which is good, because we need some more of those defensive-minded players on that bottom six. There you go. And there's a loss, and Morris Siders lacerated his arm till February the 10th. That's a big blow. What is with Sider and these big injuries? That is a huge injury. He's not really, like, he gets injured quite a bit. I don't like that. Let's put Wall down here with Biggs and then move Bear up. No, Bear and Wall don't go good together. Vero and Wall? Actually, we'll keep Wall and Willinger together and then move Vero up. But we're going to have to rely on Adam Guinea, which means if we have another defensive injury, we might have to make some trades for a better defenseman, because Mort Sider's out for a big time, for like a couple months. Like, that is not good. Maybe I'll stop the simulation soon, but we are winning some games now. And Zadina's now been injured. Jeez, what is with our big guys getting injured? I'm surprised this team is still hovering around 500 with these amount of injuries we've had. Owner goals have changed to seller still. I don't know why it's updating still, but whatever. But we're 20-17-2 at January the 1st. Mort Sider's not back till like probably this first week of February. So yeah, that's kind of concerning. We might need to make some trades, and Patrick Kane is absolutely going off. We might have to find some good defensemen to bring in while we wait for Sider to return. Maybe a better goaltender as well. Because currently, in terms of our standings, we are not in a playoff spot. We're 42 points. The last playoff spot in our division has 49. Or 43, technically, with the wild card. So actually, we're right around that playoff spot. But still, we need to start winning games. So we might need a better goaltender for next episode. So let's take a look at our player stats, and then we'll take a look at what's on the trading block, and you guys can give me some suggestions for trades for next episode, because I think I'll do the rest of the regular season in next episode, because technically we don't have a whole lot of time left of the series before we move to my 2003 franchise mode, unless we want to run both of them back to back, but I don't know. So let's take a look at player stats so far. So let's go by centers. So Larkin's 34 points in 37 games. He's off to a pretty good start. Foligno's got 27 points. That's actually really good for him. Kadri, 20 points. Nice pickup. Taze, 12 points in 14 games. Wow. Maybe I should be playing Jonathan Taze more often, but then again, he's been playing as like a top 6 forward, I think, as a depth guy. Gaudette's got 11 points, and Suzuki also 11 points. Left wing wise, Zadina's got 26 points, Kubalik 22, Guerin 22, so some pretty good depth in terms of left wingers. And then Martinuk has 11 points. As for right wingers, Kane's got 49 points, absolutely killing it this season. Raymond's got 17 points, so he's still been a little bit concerning. I don't really like his play, to be honest. He might be one of these guys we don't keep around for like the entire franchise mode. And then Andrew Shaw's got 11 points. Defensively, Wall's up to 16 points in 39 games, and he's a plus 19, which is pretty good. He's probably on pace for a career season, but he's still not the most offensive player I've ever seen for an offensive defenseman. Sider 11 points before his injury, Wallinder 11 points, Bear 10 points, Firo 7, Biggs only 4 points, and a -8. A little bit concerning with Biggs, and he doesn't really fit this coach's system that much, so maybe we have to find a new coach in the offseason that matches him more. And then Adam getting only 1 assist. Goaltending-wise, Tristan Jarry's not been great, 15, and 1 with an 898 and a 3.29, so we probably should look for a new starter. But Howes has been very good as a backup, a 927 save percentage and a 2.09 goals against, and he's also 5-2-1. So pretty good with that. Let's take a quick look at our AHL just for fun as well. Sadakov's putting up some decent points. Actually, let's check the defensemen because those ones matter more. So Lacerte's got 22 points. Wow. Yeah, he's going to be a pretty good two-way defenseman when he comes to the NHL next season, probably. Laura Kinen's got 20 points. Wow. That's the low top 4 that's producing like that. Wasn't expecting that. Savonen's got 10 points in 34 games at 19 years of age. He's going to be a pretty good defensive defenseman, and he actually matches their scheme fit really well. I don't know if that's for the AHL or the NHL, though. Koch 9 points and Tuparainen only 8 points, so I'm really impressed with the defense in the system right now. Goaltending-wise has been fine as well, just good. And then Jenner has 21 points, pretty good. Okay, let's take a quick look at what's out there on the trading block, but first I just want to check what our main concern is with this team. We're scoring around as much as we're allowing, which is that a good thing? No, we're one of the worst offensive teams in our division. So we should probably find some more good offensive players maybe. But we're playing how good defensively? In terms of our division, kind of the middle. But our power play percentage is pretty good so far this season, 20.2. Not bad. And then our penalty kill is struggling at 79.1. And we're a better road team than we are our home team right now. Okay, let's take a quick look at what's on the block, and then you guys could suggest me some trades for next episode. Actually, I could also take a look at the draft class already, but I don't know if I will. So here's a lot of veterans. We probably could bring in any player pretty much to help with this team. Just because we do need, I feel like, a bit more offensive. Like Taylor, 4 years. I was going to say Jamie Benn with 2 years, no thanks. If it was 1 year, maybe. A lot of these guys have really bad contracts. Connor Garland's a decent scoring option. 15 points on the season. Doesn't fit our system though. But we should probably look for somebody with good offensive stats. Because it seems like we're doing a decent job at keeping the puck out and then except for Tristan Jarry. So maybe we find a new goalie. Seth Jones, jeez. Seth Jones would be pretty good, but he only fits our special teams. Hronik, Schmidt. Yeah, there's definitely options out there. If you guys have any for next episode for sure. But yeah, I think this team, I don't know. I feel like we're going to just barely miss the playoffs this year if we actually just keep the team the way they are. But we might have to bring in somebody good in order to get this team where they are. Damn, if Gallagher only had 1 year. Because he's a pretty good player, but he only fits our bottom 6. But they do have a lot of good players in Montreal. Looks like Strome is actually pretty decent too. Doesn't fit our system really. Gord's got too much term now. I hate when the AI signs people for like 4-year deals. Zach Hyman, I think he has a high contract. Yeah, he has a really high contract, but it would be only for 1 year. He's not off to he's off to an okay start. 21 points. Maybe Zach Hyman would be interesting. play him with like Nazem Kadri, because I'm pretty sure they would have played together in Toronto. Yeah, they definitely would have. Anybody else interesting? Sean Monahan, but he's got too much term. Jordan Greenway, not very offensive at all, which I don't like. Luke Kunin, not very offensive. JVR with 2 years left. No thanks. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot, but there is a lot of good veterans, but most of them have term, which is the only problem. Funny seeing Vince down there since he just signed a contract in real life. JT Miller, that might be intriguing. 29 points in 39 games. I don't know what we have to really trade for JT Miller. Like, we'd have to give up probably a lot to get him, like our first rounder, or we'd have to give up one of our good defensive prospects. Like, it probably won't be worth it. Nemesnikov, we already had him early in this franchise mode. Anybody else interesting? Doesn't really look like it. Teravine in 5 years. Rupe Hintz 4 years. Jeez. Yeah, so much of these contracts are so bad. Let's take a quick look at the draft class just in case we want to tank again this year. Because we could always just do that. We could just play the rest of the year and trade away the guys that have 1-year deals at the deadline and build up more. There's Raphael James, who might be a franchise player. I have no idea. Another right-handed offensive defenseman. Not that we need another one. Ricci, playmaker. Like a Patrick Kane style. Interesting. Well, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode. So in next episode, we will probably do the trade deadline and sim the rest of the season as we look to get this team to be in a playoff team. Now, is it going to be doable? I don't think so. I feel like we might just barely miss, but I think this team is off to an okay start. We just have to find a better way of keeping the puck out of the net. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.